Hello everybody, I need to confess my sins. This is another of those doctor's orders art haul videos. Seems I was a bit naughty with the payday spending last week, and I have actually got more things than I thought, because someone forgot quite how many websites he ordered stuff from. Which is a little bit disappointing, and at some point in life I am going to grow up. I don't know when this will be, but I am assured at some stage this will happen. Now, ooh, catalogue, lovely. So I'm just unboxing off camera so that you don't have to see the indignity of me attacking something with scissors. Right, let me, right, I'll just put the invoice in a safe place because I don't want to accidentally lose it when I'm doing my taxes. Right, this art haul was a very small one. This was on Sunday evening, and this was from Ken Bromley Art Supplies in the UK, who are brilliant. They are one of those art companies, oh, sorry, bubble wrap, where you can get all sorts of stuff you just can't find anywhere else. And what prompted this was that I think I mentioned in episode 11 of Doctor's Orders that I've been trying to get hold of these remaining Winsor & Newton, what is the right word, limited edition collections, and it's not been easy, I have to be honest. They have been quite difficult to get hold of, because obviously they're discontinued. But I've pretty much got all of them now, which I'm really happy about, obviously, because last thing I want is to not have all of them, because I have got quite a serious case of full set syndrome, as the infamous Valerie from WeBurnAGourd.com. That's not her real website, but that's what I call her website. Sorry, Val. Valerie the Troll Hunter from Lindsay the Frugal Crafters Friday live chats. That woman can quite seriously not just spot a troll, but block them before anyone else has even noticed what they've said. She's amazingly fast. I think it's because her husband's the troll, so you know she does it quickly that way. But she mentioned this problem of not being able to not have the full set. And discontinued paints are a bit of a passion of mine, because I can just see them getting all sort of used up and lost. And I think it's good if there are reference copies of what they looked like. At least, you know, at least kept as swatches for people to use, which people like Jane Blundell, who is great, I'll link. No, I can't link to her up there. I'll link to her on my website where there's the accompanying post that goes with this. You'll find that down there, and at the end of the video, in the end cards, usually I link to the article as well. Jane is great, and she has kind of collected up quite a lot of the sorry, I sound distracted. What I'm actually doing is trying to flick through the catalogue Ken Bromley have sent me, because I think they've sent me one of the items incorrectly. I'm just trying to work out what on earth they've done. I'm hoping it's to my benefit, price-wise, and then I won't bother telling them. But, oh, damn it, I think they have sent me the right item. It's just got a name I didn't notice. Never mind. Right, back to the story. I want to try and make sure that all of these very rare limited edition paints, discontinued colours and so on, are not just A, in my collection, but B, that I get swatches out there like Jane does, so that you can see what they look like, which is always a useful thing, and find ways of mimicking their colour, like Aurora Yellow, for example, which is one of the Winsor & Newton long discontinued colours. If you mix Cad Lemon and Cad Yellow Light, you can fake it. So, you know, there are ways to do these things. So I noticed on Ken Bromley's website on Sunday evening when I was watching Country File, which is one of those programmes in the UK that you know you're getting middle-aged when you start to look forward to Country File on a Sunday evening. I don't even live in the bloody countryside, but I love watching it. And I noticed that Ken Bromley's website had got a couple of the remaining colours that I hadn't got. So I hot-footed over there and got hold of them. So I think I've now got all of the Twilight and all of the Desert sets. The colours that were a bit elusive were Indian Red Deep, which is really pretty, and that is made of PBK 25, and also Transparent Orange, which is PO 107. They are both gone, discontinued colours. While I was on there, because I don't like paying for postage, if I can help it, I like to get enough things that the postage doesn't feel so unreasonable. I also got Windsor Lemon in a tube because I've only got that in half pans, and I thought it would be good to have a tube of it. I did nearly buy a large pan of it, but I don't use enough of it, even though that is the most economical way to work. And I also got PW4 Chinese White, which is zinc white. The only reason is that I don't actually own any white watercolour. I have white gouache, but that's titanium white, and I wanted zinc white is transparent. And sometimes I'm curious about what I can and can't do with it. So I am going to swatch these out just here. I don't hold with the whole watercolourists should never ever use white, but what I do hold with is that you don't need white when you're painting on white paper, because that's the whole point of watercolour. You can use it. I'm not snobbish about it, but when I'm teaching in my Spin Doctor Surgery series, linked up here, which is making me the most money of all my videos so far, I do teach not to use it because I think you should learn not to. What I also bought was from Pro-Arte a Proline Plus travel brush, which is a retractable one, and it comes in various sizes, and they have a sale on at the moment. You can get these brushes. I got the flat, which is a Proline Plus 5. No, it's not. I'm lying. It's a size 10 round. I got it should have been $12.95. I got it for $10.36, and incidentally, that is not very different in price to a size 10 round that is not retractable. Is normally $11.75 instead of $12.95 for the retractable. It's not that bad, really. It comes in a really nice, quite stylish case that I'm just trying to pick the barcode off of while I'm talking to you, because I hate labels on things. It annoys me. Now, I'm saying nothing about this case, absolutely nothing at all, but it's handbag sized and no one will ever know why you're carrying it, because inside it is a paintbrush, and it is a Proline Plus lovely brush. And if you compare this to the size 12 in the sort of standard Proline Plus brushes range, or actually let's compare it with the size 8, because that's going to be a bit easier to see. So 8 and 10, can you see this has got a darker wood, but this is wood. Ferrule is the same gold ferrule. Fibres, this has still got gum arabic on it. The fibres are still the same fibres, but they don't have gum arabic on them because it's dispatched comme ça, so you would never need it. And I really wanted a good retractable brush for travel, because I only ever use water brushes, or I take one of my small mops with me. I take a sort of a size 000, so I haven't got my 000 on my desk. But when you buy many brushes, 2/0 means 00. Just because I know that confuses people. 5/0 means 00000. This is a 2/0. The 3/0, so the 30 mop is great for on plein air because it's so small, it fits into palettes. And I just really like it, but I wanted a bigger brush that I could do bolder stuff with, and this is weighted really well. One of the things I dislike about a lot of travel brushes, and actually the thing I dislike about mops, is mops don't weigh anything because they're just wood, they haven't got the metal bits. But because this is a metal up here, but it's got air inside it, it's not solid metal, and this bit being wood and then having the metal ferrule, it weights properly and it feels really nice, and I like that. I'm going to use it to swatch out these colours in this little gap where the tape was on my little practice sheet here. And I also got a free gift from Ken Bromley because they had an offer on that with all orders you could request a sample of Winsor & Newton professional watercolour stick, and I don't own any of these, so this is quite exciting. It's a French ultramarine. You can't change what colour they send you, unfortunately. but apparently you could like re-wet this in 10 years and it would still re-wet. So I'm going to put some of it just there, and we'll look at that. And that is indeed a PB29. It is a absolutely standard French ultramarine pigment there, and I'm interested to see what I can do with it. If I like it, I might buy it in a kind of sanguine kind of colour, because I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I like sanguine for sketching, and then if I sketched it I could wet it. So that actually re-wets really well. It's not chalky, and it's not so intense it would drive you crazy. So if I was sketching and I wanted to wet one side of the line, you know, and sorry, there's some dried out Daniel Smith there that I just can't resist. That serpentine is so beautiful. I know a few of you have been talking about Daniel Smith colours and where to get hold of them. I have got, again, some stuff coming up that will help people finding better deals on them. So let's have a look at these new colours I've got. I'll pop some Chinese white out on top of this dark brown up here. That's dark brown from the Desert series again, just because it's the darkest colour that's on here, and you'll be able to see how intense it really is. I've got an Indian red deep, which PBK25 is the natural brown iron oxide, if memory serves. I have not, no, that would be PBR25. PBK25 I can't remember, but I will. PBR25, it is the natural. It is the natural brown iron oxide. So it's a sort of a burnt sienna type colour, whereas Indian red's normally pigment red 101 or 102, which is the red iron oxide. With transparent iron oxide PO107, which I can't remember what that is either, but it's going to be some benzimidazolone kind of colour. Again, it'll be in the description and the accompanying blog post. Don't bother commenting saying what it is, because I've already looked it up by the time you guys do that. I've got a copy of the colour index, so I can do that. And this is Windsor Lemon, just for completeness. It's not actually the lemon I usually use. I like Lemon Yellow Deep, which is the zirconium praseodymium silicate. Heavily granulating lemon yellow, as all silicates are. But it's very pretty, and I like the fact that it's got praseodymium in it, because I work on that in my day job. So that's always nice. Look how intense that orange is. That is mad. I'll put it close so we can see how well it will mix with the... That is a desert colour. Let's see how it mixes with that yellow. It's lemon yellow, so this could be ugly. Isn't that a lovely lemon yellow? It's just a proper... Windsor Lemon is a proper lemon yellow. And actually, do you know what? The fusion product of those is not that bad. It's actually quite a nice, slightly opaque orange. The only thing I do find about Prolene Plus brushes is, especially when you first use them, be really careful about rinsing them out, because they can get paint inside, not in the ferrule, but you can accidentally not wash the paint out really close. So the Chinese white now will just show how opaque that is. I'm re-wetting the paint underneath it, unfortunately, because obviously this is watercolour, but it shows that I can make mixes that take out, they add opacity but they take out intensity. So if you wanted that chocolate brown to be more opaque and a bit more muted, you can do that. And that's really why we don't use white a lot in watercolour, is that if you want opacity you would use gouache. Just like if you want acrylic to take 3 days to dry, you would use oil. I don't really know why people put retarders in acrylic paints to make them take 3 days to dry, because you can just use oil. And finally, that Indian red deep. Whoa, that's nice. That indeed is very deep. Look how intense that is. It's a very finely ground pigment. I'll put some up here as well. It's so finely ground that you can really see the paper through it. It's a really nice one. And what often happens with those sort of pigments that are of the same kind of brown iron oxide is they can be very flat and very ugly. So I'm quite pleased with that. And I'll just show you for comparison what burnt sienna is like, because I've got a large pan of it nearby. Up here, burnt sienna is A, much more orange, but B, it doesn't have the kind of richness and warmth. It's much more of an orangey colour. So it'll be interesting to see how they mix. And I have got a video coming up really soon in colour chemistry on neutrals because someone requested it. So I will do that. And I'm probably going to tackle the blues after I've done the neutrals in colour chemistry. That's likely as not how it's going to go. I've done the reds. I did the reds for World AIDS Day. I'll link that up there. Please watch that video because the profits from advertising on that video are going to World AIDS Day on the 1st of December this year. I will save up whatever it made during that year, and every year actually, double it out of my own profits and send that into World AIDS Day because it's a bloody important charity. And if anyone can think of any other charities that are associated with other colours, don't give me breast cancer and pink because there aren't really any pink watercolours per se. One could argue they're reds or purples. Bit of a difficult one. But if there are charities with distinct colours, I'm willing to consider linking their colour chemistry videos to a charitable donation because I'm actually a nice person in spite of the fact that I'm vitriolic, cranky and totally unapologetic about the state of my desk, which somebody in yesterday's video referred to as looking like an archaeological dig through my artwork because you have all the layers. And indeed it's true. Down here somewhere is the Devonian layer where you can find my earliest work. I make no apologies whatsoever for it. I think as I was reading a book yesterday and there was a quote in it from a drag queen which said that if you have a tidy makeup case, it shows you don't work often enough and actually have time to tidy it. And I believe the same is true of desks, kitchens, living room carpets. If you've got time to do housework that often or tidy something so bloody unimportant as your desk, you really need to get out more and do more stuff. That is all I can say. I find when I watch these people with these immaculately beautiful houses and they don't have a cleaner, I always wonder what on earth they don't do that I do that means they have time to do that. But yeah, really like this brush. It's really cool. What threw me, just so you know, is it says Midas Touch on the side, and I wondered if that was a brand, but actually it's Pro-Arte have just written Midas Touch on the side of it for some reason. So I will link to all these things over on the accompanying post, which you can find down here or in the end cards. And as always, there'll be a link for you to get over to Ken Bromley, which is the vendor I got them from today. And that is a referral link, and I get a pittance if you make your first order from Ken Bromley as a result of that link to take you over there. Unfortunately, that link doesn't allow me to take you to individual products because their referral scheme isn't set up properly. So I'm afraid I can't do that. But I will link to as many other sites as I can for you because I know, especially for those of you in Canada, a lot of products are a bugger to get hold of at reasonable prices, so I do try and search out the best deals I can for you. Thank you all very much, and good evening.